Right. Good morning. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, viewers. Today we'll be looking at mathematics and we'll be solving questions on indices. Once again, this is a series on Mathematics Made Easy by Prosper Nnodi. Mathematics Made Easy by Prosper Nnodi. And we'll be solving questions on indices today. Alright. Look at the first question. You are asked to evaluate 8 raised to power x minus 3 equal to 32 raised to power x plus 2 divided by 4 raised to power minus x. Solution. We are asked to evaluate 8 raised to power x minus 3 equal to 32 raised to power x plus 2 divided by 4 raised to power minus x. 4 raised to power minus x. Okay? Alright. Now, solution, we have 8 raised to power x minus 3 equal to 32 raised to power x plus 2 all over 4 raised to power minus x. Okay?
I'm
4 raised to power minus x. Okay? Now, you are going to express each of them in index form. Express this basis in index form. The basis is 32 and 4. Express them in index form. Of course, this is the initial power they have. 8 has a power x minus 3. 32 has a power x plus 2. And 4 has a power minus x. Expressing each of them in index form. Now, we know that 8 is 2 raised to the power of 3. We know that 8 is 2 raised to the power of 3 multiplied by x minus 3. And 32 is 2 raised to the power of 5. 2 raised to the power of 5 multiplied by x plus 2 all over 4 is 2 raised to the power 2 is multiplied by minus x. Alright, so let's look at that, how we arrived at this point. Let's look at how we arrived at this point. Okay, so now this becomes, look at this, if you have 8 here, if you have 8, you can use 2 to divide. Using 2 to divide, you'll be having 2 going to 8 is 4, 2 going to 4 is 2, and 2 going to 2 is 1. So if you multiply them, this is 2 times 2 times 2, which gives you 2 raised to power 3. Okay, that is for 8. And you look at 4. 4 now will be 2 can go into 4, you have 2. 2 can go into 2, you have 1. So 2 times 2 is equals to 2 raised to power 2. That's for 4. And look at 32. How do we obtain the index form of 32? 2 going to 32 is 16. 2 going to 16 is 8. 2 going to 8 is 4. 2 going to 4 is 2. And 2 going to 2 is 1. So if you multiply this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is equals to 2 raised to power 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is for 32. Okay, so expressing each of these numbers in index form, we'll be having this. 8 is 2 raised to power 3. 32 is 2 raised to power 5. 4 is 2 raised to power of 2. Okay, alright. We are still in the process of solving that question. Please observe. Okay. Alright, let's continue. Let's continue now. This will be, open the bracket, 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. So we'll be having 2 raised to power 3x minus 9 equal to 2 raised to power 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 2 is 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 2 is 10. So this then becomes what? 5x plus 10 all over 2 raised to power 2 times minus x is minus 2x. I repeat, 2 times minus x is minus 2x. So this is 2 raised to power minus 2x. Alright. Then this will be equal to 2 raised to power 3x minus 9 will be equal to, now apply division law of indices here. The division law of indices tells us that when two numbers divide themselves, the power of the divisor is subtracted from that of the dividend. Now the divisor is the denominator and the dividend is the numerator. The dividend is the numerator. So you subtract the power of the divisor from that of the dividend, and you'll be having 2 raised to power 5x plus 10 minus 2x. So this is 2 raised to power 3x minus 9 is equal to 2 raised to power 5x plus 10. Minus times minus is plus. So this is plus 2x. Now eliminate the bases and equate powers. Eliminate the bases and equate powers. That is, eliminate bases and equate the powers. And equate powers. So if you're having 3x minus 9 is equals to 5x plus 10 plus 2x. Of course, we are aware that 5x plus 2x gives us 7x. 5x plus 2x gives us 7x. 5x plus 2x gives us 7x. So 5x plus 2x will give us 7x, and then you are expected to add the 10 there, that is plus 10, is equals to 3x minus 9. What does you do? You have to collect like terms. By collecting like terms, by collecting like terms, 7x will cross over here and minus 9 will cross over there. Okay, so let's collect like terms and see what the outcome will be. Collect like terms and see what the outcome will be. So this now means that this will be 3x. This 7x, which is positive, crosses the equality sign. It comes here, it becomes negative. As minus 7x equal to, you are left with 10 here. Now minus 9 crosses this equality sign to this place. Minus 9 crosses the equality sign to this place, and it becomes plus 9. Okay, so 3x minus 7x will give us minus 4x. 10 plus 9 will give you 19. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is minus 4. So dividing both sides, divide both sides by the coefficient. By the coefficient of x. Now the coefficient of x is minus 4. Now dividing both sides by minus 4. This then will give you, dividing both sides by minus 4, we'll arrive at, this is minus 4x divided by minus 4 is equals to 19 divided by minus 4. This minus will cancel minus, 4 will cancel 4, and of course this is positive. So if plus divided by minus is minus, that means that x will be equals to minus 19 over 4. X is minus 19 over 4, or 4 times 4 is 16. That will be minus 4 whole number, 19 minus 16 should be 2, right? No, 3. 3 over 4. Okay. As in 4 times 4, 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. As minus 4 whole number, 3 over 4. But you can still convert to decimal, you have another value. If you convert to decimal, you can have a different something in decimal, like minus 4 point something. Alright, so x is equals to minus 19 over 4 or minus 4 whole number, 3 over 4 as a mixed fraction. So I believe we all observed how we solved it, a step-by-step procedure in solving questions on indices. And specifically, this is an aspect of indices called exponential functions. And we solved at some point, we had to eliminate the basis, we equated the powers, and we made x the subject of formula, and finally we arrived at the answer x equals to minus 19 over 4 or x equals to minus 4 whole number, 3 over 4. Now let's look at the next question. Let's look at another question. Let's look at another question. Question number 2. Question number 2. We should solve 25 raised to power x minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 is equals to 0. Okay, let's look at that solution. We say solve 25 raised to power x minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 equals to 0. The question is solve 25 raised to power x minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 is equals to 0. Okay, now how do we solve this? First thing, you convert this 25 to index form. And converting 25 to index form, what will you have? This is 25. Converting 25 to index form, 5 can go into 25, you have 5. 5 can go into 5, you have 1. So 5 times 5 will give you 5 raised to power 2. Okay, so 25 now is 5 raised to power 2 in index form. This is 5 raised to power 2 in index form. Multiplied by x minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 is equivalent to 0. Okay, so we have that. We converted 25 to index form, we had 5 raised to power of 2. We converted 25 to index form, we had 5 raised to power 2. Now let's look at this. If you interchange the powers such that x comes here and 2 goes here, what then will you arrive at? We arrive at 5 raised to power x multiplied by 2 minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 be equal to 0. Okay, so this is what we're having. So 5 raised to power x multiplied by 2 minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 equals to 0. Okay. So what next do you do? At this juncture, you are still going to ensure that you establish a relationship for 5 raised to power x, so that the equation will look in the form of a quadratic equation. So you establish a relationship for 5 raised to power x such that this linear equation looks like a quadratic equation. Now this is what I mean. You say let 5 raised to power x, let 5 raised to power x be equal to y. And if that is the case, this then becomes y raised to power 2 minus y minus 20 is equals to 0. Remember, we established a relationship that 5 raised to the power x is equals to y. So anywhere you see 5 raised to the power x, you simply replace it with y. We simply substitute it with y. So 5 raised to the power x then becomes y, and 5 raised to the power x here becomes y. So this is what y raised to the power of 2, that's this, and this one now is y, that's minus y, minus 20 equals to 0. Now we have a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation of the form. This is a quadratic equation of the form. This is a quadratic equation of the form. The quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the equation we have here on the board is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where the coefficient of x squared is a. So the coefficient of y squared here is 1. And the coefficient of x is b. So the coefficient of y is here is minus 1. That's negative 1. And c, the constant, is what? Minus 20 over here. So we are going to use the factorization method of solving this quadratic equation. You can either use factorization method, or you can use completing the square method, or perhaps you can use the formula method, which they call mighty formula. Then there is also the graphical method. These are 4 methods of solving problems on quadratic equations to obtain 2 roots. Now we're going to use the factorization method and see. Now we are going to use that. So if you look at the equation, you have y squared minus y minus 20 is equal to 0. Now look for the factors of minus 20. The factors of minus 20. So we need two factors such that when we add them, we'll have the number in the middle, and when we multiply them, we'll have the number over here. So this is it. Obtaining the factors of minus 20. So we'll say that 2 can go into this, that will be minus 10, and 2 can go, you have minus 5, and then minus 5 will go, you have 1. So we are saying if we try, let's look at 4 minus 5. So 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So this is 4 minus 5 gives you minus 1. And 4 times minus 5 gives you minus 20. So I believe we have gotten the factors. We have gotten the factors. We have 4 minus 5 give us minus 1. Of course, you know that the coefficient of y here is minus 1. There's an invisible one there. This is minus 1. Okay? And then when we did 4 minus 5 gave us minus 1. And also, when we did 4 minus 5, it gave us minus 1. And then 4 times minus 5 gave us minus 20. Alright. So we have gotten the two factors. The two factors are 4 and minus 5. The two factors are 4 and minus 5. So this then becomes 4 and minus 5. Two factors, when you obtain them, such that when you add these two factors, you have the number in the middle, and you multiply them, you have the number here. So this then becomes y squared plus 4y minus 5y minus 20 is equals to 0. So this is y squared minus 4y, plus 4y minus 5y minus 20 equals to 0. Okay, so group them. This now become y squared plus 4y, and then minus the bracket 5y plus 20 equals to 0. So when we group them, so you see that in place of this 4 now, you write what? 4y. In place of minus 5, you write minus 5y. Okay, so 4y minus 5y will still give you this minus y. Some people call it minus 1y, but it's same as minus y. Okay, now we group them. This will be y squared plus 4y, and then 5y, we group them. So it means that this negative, when you open this bracket, it will still be like this. Because minus times 5y is minus 5y. Minus times plus 20. Minus times plus is minus. It will be minus 20. Okay? Alright. Now, what's the common factor here? Y is common. If you bring that y, what will you have? You have y plus 4. Minus what is common here? 5 is common. If you bring that 5, you have y plus 4 is equals to 0. Y plus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so Grouping them now, this will be y minus 5. It's y minus 5 times, group this, take one of these which is common, take one of these, this is y plus 4 is equals to 0. So y minus 5, since the brackets are similar, you take one of the brackets, this is y plus 4. This one now you take the cofactors, the coefficients, this is y minus 5, put them in the bracket. Okay, and what else do you do? This now be y minus 5 equals to 0, or y plus 4 equals to 0. So we're going to get two roots of the equation. Now this should be y, take minus 5 over here, it becomes what? 5. And minus 5 crosses over, it becomes 5, or y equals to, when 4 plus 4 crossing the quality sign becomes minus 4, plus 4 crosses the quality sign, it becomes minus 4. It means that, see, therefore y is equals to 5 or minus 4. Now we are not done with this solving. Let's come back to this side of the equation. They said let 5 raised to power x be equals to y. So you say recall that 5 raised to power x is equals to y. Recall that 5 raised to power x is equals to y. So you will solve it for the two of them. Now when y is equals to 5, what then happens? When y is equals to 5, what happens? What happens when y is equal to 5? What happens when y is equal to 5? Okay, remember this is the equation, solve 25 raised to power x minus 5 raised to power x minus 20 equals to 0. Now when y is equal to 5, what happens? When y is equals to 5, what happens? When y is equals to 5, what then happens? This then becomes what? 5 raised to power x will be equal to 5. So in place of this y, you write what? 5. And if you observe, 5 has a power of 1. Has a power of 1 there. So you eliminate the bases and equate the powers. Eliminate bases and equate powers. So this then becomes, this we cancel. Okay, let's not rush over this. This will be 5 raised to power x equals to 5 raised to power 1. So when y is 5, you see that this equation changes. This becomes 5 raised to power x. In place of y, you write what? 5. That's the first root of the equation. You write 5 there. Now eliminate the bases and equate powers. You have that x is equals to 1. X will be equal to 1. Now, the next thing you look at, when y is equals to minus 4. When y is equals to minus 4, what then happens? When y is equal to minus 4, what happens? When y is equal to minus 4. When y equals to minus 4. So you see that 5 raised to power x equals to, in place of y, you write a minus 4. How do you solve this? Express this in index form. This is minus 2 raised to power 2. So compare the two numbers, both the one on the left hand side and the one on the right hand side. They are two different numbers. This is positive 5 raised to power x and this is negative 2 raised to power 2. The bases are different, the powers are different. And this one has a negative sign and this is a positive. So you cannot solve this kind of equation. You say the equation is indeterminate. It cannot be solved. It cannot be solved. Mathematically, it cannot be proven such that you can obtain the value of x here. Okay? Why? The bases are different and there's nothing you can do there. Now, the equation is indeterminate. The equation is indeterminate. It's indeterminate. That means it cannot be solved. The equation is indeterminate. It means the equation cannot be solved. So finally we obtained So therefore, the value of x there is what? Therefore, x is equals to 1. X is equals to 1. Therefore, x, the value of x there is 1. Therefore, the value of x is this one we have got. Okay. So please finally obtain the value of x. Okay. Now we're going to look at another question. Okay. Alright, we're going to look at another question. It says solve 3 raised to power 2x plus 1 plus 3 raised to power x plus 2 equals to 12. Now how do we solve this question? We're asked to simplify 3 raised to power 2x plus 1. 3 raised to power 2x plus 1 plus 3 raised to power x plus 2 is equal to 12. How do you solve this? Now, the first thing you do is to apply multiplication law of indices to this. Of course, the law has already been applied, but then you have to rewind backwards. The law states that when two similar numbers multiply themselves, the powers are added. You just take one of the base and add the powers. So assume that this is the numbers 3 raised to power 2x multiplied by 3 raised to power 1. Okay. Now apply that same multiplication law there. This is 3 raised to power x multiplied by 3 raised to power 2 equals to 12. Okay. So when these two similar numbers multiply themselves, the numbers now are multiplying themselves. 3 raised to power 2x, 3 raised to power 2x times 3 raised to power 1. Now, when you add the powers, 2x plus 1, you have this. So just take one of the base, add the powers, you have 2x plus 1. Plus, look at this one. Taking one of the base, 3, adding the powers, you have s plus 2. So what we did is just to go backwards, to rewind backwards, and then you arrive at this, okay? Now this then becomes, this is 3 raised to power 2x multiplied by 3 raised to power 1 is 3 plus 3 raised to power x multiplied by 3 raised to power 2 is 9 is equals to 12. Okay. Now simplify this. This then becomes 3 raised to power x times 2 multiplied by 3 plus 3 raised to power x times 9 equals to 12. Equals to 12. Okay. Now what else do you do? In our bid to solve this question, or in our attempt to simplify this question, we must ensure that we establish a relationship between 3x and perhaps another alphabet. So we can assume that 3x is equals to y. Okay, we use y in the previous question. Let's say 3x is equals to m. Now let 3 raised to power x, let 3 raised to power x be equal to m. Let 3 raised to power x be equals to m. So we establish this relationship that 3 raised to power of x is equals to m. So whenever you see 3 raised to power x, you simply substitute it or replace it with m. Alright, so this is 3 raised to power x, which will be m, and 3 raised to power x here will be m. That implies that you arrive at something like this. You arrive at something like this. Okay, so this now is 3 raised to power x, 3 raised to power x, which is m raised to power 2, m raised to power 2 times 3 plus, in place of 3 raised to power x, let's write m, that is m times 9 equals to 12. So m raised to power 2 times 3 is 3m squared plus m times 9 is 9m is equal to 12. Now take this 12 over here. Taking 12 over here, this will be 3m squared plus 9m. 12 will cross the equality sign. When it crosses the equality sign, changes to minus 12 equals to 0. So 12, which is this 12, crosses the equality sign to this place, it becomes minus 12.
Yes.
So 3m squared plus 9m minus 12 equals to 0. Okay. Now what else do you do? 3 times 12 gives you what? Gives you minus 36. Now look for the factors of minus 36. Factors of minus 36. Let's obtain those factors. Look at this. 2 can go into 36. You have what? You have 18. 2 go into 18. You have 9. 3 go. You have 3. 3 will go. You have 1. So let's assume that we are using 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So you say 12 minus 3 is 9, and 12 times minus 3 is minus 36. Okay, we have obtained the factors. We have obtained those 2 factors. Remember, I told you obtain 2 factors such that when you add them, you will have the one in the middle, and when you multiply them, you have the one at the edge or at this extreme point. So, alright, so 2 factors, 2 good factors, such that when you add them, you have the one in the middle. When you multiply them, you have the one at the end here. So now this becomes the factors of minus 36 are 12 and minus 3. 12 and minus 3. They are 12 and minus 3. Okay. Now what next do you do? Hence you have gotten those factors. This becomes 3m squared plus 12m minus 3m minus 12 here equal to 0. Alright, so these are the 2 factors which we obtained, 12 and minus 3. Okay, so in place of this 12, you write 12m. In place of minus 3, you write minus 3m. So 12m minus 3m still gives you 9m. Okay, you're on track. Now group them. I grouping them, this is 3m squared plus 12m. Okay, minus, group these ones, this is minus 3m plus 12 equal to 0. Now if you use this minus to multiply, minus times 3m is minus 3m, and the minus times 12 is minus 12. So now this now will be what? Factorize this. What is common here? 3m is common, so m will remain, plus if you bring that 3m here, what remains? 4 will remain. That is it. Because if you multiply this, 3m times m is 3m squared, and 3m times 4 gives you 12m. Okay, so let's factorize this other bracket. This is minus. What is common here? I think 3 is common. So bring that 3 here, what will remain? M. If you remove 3 from there, that if you simplify with 3, 3 go into 12. 3 go into 12, 4 will come out. 4 will remain. Okay, so that is it. So 3 times m is 3m, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, you are correct. So you have 2 similar brackets here, m plus 4, they are similar. M plus 4, they are similar, and then you group these ones, group their coefficients in a bracket. That will be, this is 3m minus 3, in brackets m plus 4 is equal to 0. So you're having that 3m minus 3 in bracket, and then m plus 4 in the bracket equals to 0. Alright, so this then becomes, this will be 3m minus 3 equals to 0, or m plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so take this minus 3 over to this place. Take this minus 3 over to this place. This will be 3m equals to 3, or m, take 4 over to this other side of the equality sign, m will be equals to minus 4. Okay, so that is it. When plus 4 crosses the equality sign becomes minus 4, and minus 3 crossing the equality sign becomes 3. So now, mind you, we are still solving 3 raised to power 2x plus 1 plus 3 raised to power x plus 2 equals to 12. Okay. Alright, so from here now, make m the subject of formula. That means that this is 3m divided by 3 equals to 3 divided by 3. This we cancel this go here. That's 1, abi? Or m equals to minus 4. And therefore, m is equals to 1 or minus 4. Now, these are the 2 roots of the equation. The 2 roots of the equation is 1 or minus 4. So let's come back to this relationship. We are told, so recall that 3 raised to power x is equals to m. Now, hence we have two roots of equations. You apply it to this this equation here. So that means that say when m is equals to 1, this now will be what? 3 raised to power x equal to, place of this m you write 1. Place of m there you write 1. This will be, so this is 3 raised to power x equals to 1. Now this one here now is what? How do you get 1? Remember, in the zero index law, any number raised to power 0 is 1. So I have to do it in such a way that it will suit this equation. In exponential functions, you solve it in such a way that you have two similar bases that you can eliminate the bases and equate the powers. So hence you're having 1 here. One will ask, how then do we get the similar bases? Logically speaking, for you to have similar bases, if this is 3, of course 3 should appear on the right hand side, isn't it? So this now is what? 3 raised to power is equals to what? 3 raised to power 0. And 3 raised to power 0 is 1. So technically we have obtained what we need, the base we need. So 3 raised to power 0 is 1. Now eliminate the bases and equate the powers. Eliminate the bases and equate the powers. Wonderful. And you have that x is equals to what? 0. The value of x here is 0. Now when m is minus 4, when m is equals to minus 4, how do you solve that problem? When m is equal to minus 4, you say 3 raised to power x will be equals to, in place of this m you write minus 4. Okay, and then this becomes this will become this then becomes 3 raised to power x is equals to minus 2 raised to power 2. Okay, 3 raised to power x equals to minus 2 raised to power 2. And you see that the equation here is indeterminate. You can't solve that. The equation is indeterminate. It is indeterminate. Equation is indeterminate. Indeterminate. It cannot be solved. See, therefore x is equals to 0. Therefore x is equal to 0. So the final value of x here is 0. So we have arrived at the answer to solve the question. The question that says 3 raised to power 2x plus 1 plus 3 raised to power x plus 2 equals to 12. And finally we arrived at x equals to 0. Alright, thank you very much. We are going to look at another question. We'll look at another problem. Alright, let's look at this question. Question number 4. It says simplify square root of 245 p raised to power 3 q raised to power minus 2 over 5p raised to power 5 q raised to power minus 6. Alright, how do you solve the solution? You have the square root of 245 p raised to power 3 q raised to power minus 2 over 5 p raised to power 5 q raised to power minus 6. So this now will be equal to the square root of 245 times p raised to power 3 times q raised to power minus 2 all over 5 times p raised to power 5 times q raised to power minus 6. Okay, now how do you simplify this? If you separate them, this will be equals to square roots. The square root of 245, that's 245 divided by 5 times p raised to power 3 divided by p raised to power 5 times q raised to power minus 2 divided by q raised to power minus 6. Alright, so this then becomes, if you look at 245 divided by 5, what will happen there? 5 go 1, 5 into 24 is 4, remainder 4. That is 5 times 4 is 20, remainder 4 here. And 5 into 45 is 9. 5 times 9, 5 times 9 is 45, okay? So that is, this now will be 49, that is 245 divided by 5 is 49. Okay, so what next do you do there? Hence you have obtained that, you put the value there, this is square root of 49 times. Now you apply division of indices here, subtract the power of the divisor from the dividend, that is subtract 5 from 3. Subtracting 5 from 3, this is p raised to power 3 minus 5 times q raised to power, subtract minus 6 from minus 2, this is minus 2 minus 6. Okay, so this is square root of 49 times p raised to power 3 minus 5 is minus 2, minus times minus is plus, so this is q raised to power minus 2 plus 6. This is square root of 49 times p raised to power minus 2 times q raised to power minus 2 plus 6 is 4. Alright, so at this point, what do you do next? You convert this p raised to power minus 2, which is a negative index, to a positive index. Now converting that to a positive index, you have the reciprocal, which is 49 times 1 over p raised to power 2 times q raised to power 4, which is the square root of 49 times 1 times q raised to power 4. This is 49 q raised to power 4 all over p raised to power 2. Okay, so at this point, what next do you do? At this point, what next do you do? Okay, so now this will be what? 49 q raised to power 4 over p raised to power 2 all raised to power half. All raised to power half. Yes. How did I get that power half? The square root of a number is the power of half. So this square root you are seeing here is power half. And the square root of a is a raised to power half. But the cube root of a is a raised to power 1 over 3. Okay? So this now will be what? Express this in index form. This is 49 index form is 7 raised to power 2. Okay, times q raised to power 4 over p raised to power 2 all raised to power half. So now this will be what? 7 raised to power 2 times 1 over 2 times q raised to power 4 times 1 over 2 divided by p raised to power 2 times 1 over 2. This will cancel this. This will go here. This going to 4 is 2. Okay. So finally, you'll be having we're having 7 raised to power 1 times q raised to power 2 over p raised to power 1. So your answer is 7q squared over p. That's the final answer, 7q squared over p. Alright, so we have just used the method of solving indices and simplifying this question. We arrived at 7q squared over p. Let's look at another question. Remember, the previous question we solved was we asked to simplify the square root of 245 times p cube times q raised to the power minus 2 divided by 5p raised to the power 5 times q raised to the power minus 6. And then we have arrived at 7q squared over p. Now let's look at the last question for today. Last question for today, that's question number 5. Question number 5 should be the last question for today. Question number 5. Number 5 says evaluates 16 raised to the power 3 over 4 times 4 raised to the power 1 over 2 all over 8 raised to the power 5 over 3. Solution. Alright, you have 16 raised to the power 3 over 4 times 4 raised to the power 1 over 2 over 8 raised to the power 5 over 3. So how do we solve this question? Convert 16 to index form. Convert 16 to index form using 2 as the base. That'll be 2 raised to the power 4, isn't it? That'll be 2 raised. Let's look at that. 16. Converting 16 in index form. Okay. So converting 16 in index form. 16 divided 2 by 2 can go. 2 going to 16 is 8. 2 going to 8 is 4. 2 going to 4 is 2. 2 into 2 is 1. So this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 raised to the power 4. Okay. And this 8 will be 2 raised to the power 3, isn't it? That's 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so we have 2 raised to the power 4 here. So this now will be what? This is 2 raised to the power 4. It's still multiplied by this. Okay, or multiplied by 3 over 4 times 2 raised to the power 2. Okay, multiplied by 1 over 2. And then this is 2 raised to the power 3 or raised to the power 5 over 3. So you see that this 16 alone is 2 raised to the power 4. And 4 alone is 2 raised to the power 2. And 8 alone is 2 raised to the power 3. So simplify it further. Simplifying this further, you have okay, open this bracket. This is 2 raised to the power 4 times 3 over 4 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 2 times 1 over 2 divided by 2 raised to the power 3 times 5 over 3. This will eliminate this. 4 will eliminate 4. 2 will eliminate 2. Finally, we are having 2 raised to the power 3 times 2 raised to the power 1 over 2 raised to the power 5. Okay, so now this now be what? This will be 2 raised to the power, apply multiplication of the multiplication of indices, 2 raised to the power 3 plus 1, okay, all over 2 raised to the power what? 5. So this will be equals to 2 raised to the power 3 plus 1 is 4 over 2 raised to the power 5. So this will be apply division of indices here. So it will be 2 raised to the power 4 minus 5. Okay, that's good. You see how easy it is. The systematic approach we are using. So we applied multiplication of indices here. We added the powers. Took one of the base, add the powers. That's 2 raised to the power 3 plus 1 all over 2 raised to the power 5. And 3 plus 1 gave us 4. Now to this now you apply division of indices. Apply division of indices here. So you are going to subtract the power of divisor from that of the dividend. So we have 2 raised to the power 4 minus 5. This is a systematic approach, and finally you get the answer. So 4 minus 5 is minus 1. So we're having that this is 2 raised to the power minus 1, which is this is a negative index. So this will be the reciprocal of a number raised to a positive index. That is 1 over 2 raised to the power 1. And 1 over 2 raised to the power 1 is what? 1 over 2 raised to the power 1 will be 1 over 2. Can I have the answer as 1 over 2 or 0.5? 0.5 is a decimal. Alright, so we have come to the end of the teaching for today. I've come to the end of the teaching for today, and once again, this is Mathematics Made Easy by Prosper Nnodi. Mathematics Made Easy by Prosper Nnodi. We solve questions on mathematics, physics, and further maths. Please do not forget to like this video, drop your comments on the comment section, and stay tuned for more interesting educative videos like this. This is Mathematics Made Easy. Thank you very much. God bless you.